Hello, everyone.
Hey there, English learners.
Do you love watching Netflix but wish you could improve your English at the same time?
What if I told you that your favorite TV shows could be your best English teacher?
Welcome to English Daily Speak. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Leo. It's great to have you with us today.
Today, we have an exciting topic for you: how to learn English using Netflix and TV shows.
That's right. This is one of the most fun and effective ways to improve your English. You can learn while being entertained.
We're going to share practical tips on choosing the right shows, using subtitles effectively, and turning your binge-watching time into powerful learning sessions.
Exactly. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to use Netflix and TV shows to improve your listening, vocabulary, and even speaking skills.
So, grab your remote control, get comfortable, and let's dive in.
All right, Emma, let's start with the big question. Why are TV shows and Netflix so good for learning English?
Great question, Leo. TV shows are amazing because they show you real, natural English, not textbook English, but the way people actually speak in everyday life.
Exactly. You hear real conversations, slang, idioms, and different accents. It's like having a window into English-speaking culture.
Plus, it's entertaining. When you enjoy what you're watching, you're more motivated to keep learning. Learning doesn't feel like work.
That's so true. Notice we said it doesn't feel like work. This means it's easy and enjoyable, not difficult or boring.
Right, and another phrase, a window into. This means a way to see or understand something. So TV shows give you a way to understand real English culture.
Perfect explanation. Now, let's talk about how to choose the right shows. Not all shows are good for beginners, right?
Absolutely. If you're a beginner, you want to start with shows that have clear dialogue and simple storylines. What would you recommend, Leo?
I always recommend sitcoms for beginners. Shows like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, or The Office. Do you know why?
Because sitcoms usually have everyday conversations, people talking about normal things like work, relationships, and daily life.
Exactly. And the episodes are usually short, around 20 to 30 minutes, perfect for focused learning without getting tired.
Sitcom means situation comedy, a funny TV show about everyday situations. These are great for learners.
Another good option is animated shows or shows for teenagers, like Stranger Things or even some Disney shows.
Why are those good?
Because the language is usually simpler and clearer. The actors speak more slowly and use less complex vocabulary.
That makes sense. So, listeners, if you're a beginner, avoid shows with lots of technical language or heavy accents at first. Save those for later when you're more advanced.
Great advice. Now, let's talk about subtitles. This is super important. Emma, what's your strategy?
Okay, here's what I recommend. Start with English subtitles, not your native language subtitles.
Wait, English subtitles, not my own language? Why?
Because when you use subtitles in your native language, you're just reading and not really listening to the English. You're not training your ears.
Oh, that's a good point. So training your ears means practicing your listening skills, getting used to hearing English.
Exactly. With English subtitles, you read what you hear at the same time. This connects the written word with the spoken word in your brain.
That's brilliant. So you're learning how words are spelled and how they sound at the same time.
Yes, and here's another tip. If a word or phrase is new, pause the show and write it down. Look it up later.
Look it up means to search for information, usually in a dictionary or on Google. This is a very useful phrase.
Great tip. What about watching without subtitles? When should we try that?
Start without subtitles only when you feel more confident, maybe after watching the same episode once or twice with subtitles first.
So watch it twice, first with subtitles, then without?
Exactly. The first time, you understand the story and learn new words. The second time, you challenge yourself to understand without reading.
I love that strategy. It's like building a bridge, first with support, then without.
Perfect metaphor. Now, let's talk about active watching versus passive watching. What's the difference?
Passive watching is when you just watch for entertainment. You're relaxed, maybe eating snacks, not really thinking about learning.
And active watching?
Active watching is when you watch with purpose. You're paying attention, taking notes, maybe repeating phrases out loud.
With purpose means with a specific goal or intention, so you're watching specifically to learn, not just for fun.
Right, both are okay, but if you want to learn faster, you need some active watching sessions.
Absolutely. Here's what I do. I watch one episode actively, pausing, writing notes, repeating phrases. Then I watch another episode just for fun.
That's a balanced approach. You're learning, but also enjoying the show. What about repeating phrases? How does that help?
Repeating phrases is amazing for pronunciation and fluency. When you hear a character say something, pause and repeat it exactly how they said it.
This is called shadowing, imitating the speaker's tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. It's one of the best techniques.
Yes, and pick phrases that are useful, like greetings, common questions, or expressions you can use in real life.
For example, in Friends, they say, "How you doing?" all the time. That's a casual way to say, "How are you?"
Exactly. Or what's up? Or no way. These are everyday expressions you'll actually use.
Everyday expressions, phrases people use in normal daily conversations. Very practical to learn.
Now, let's talk about different types of shows. We mentioned sitcoms. What else is good?
Drama series can be great for intermediate learners. Shows like This Is Us or The Crown have beautiful, clear English.
Yes, and you learn more emotional, expressive language from dramas, how people express feelings and opinions.
What about reality shows?
Reality shows are interesting because the conversations are more spontaneous and natural. But be careful, they often have slang and fast speech.
True, maybe wait until you're more advanced for those. What about documentaries?
Documentaries are excellent. They usually have clear narration and teach you specific vocabulary about different topics.
Like nature documentaries teach you about animal and environment vocabulary. History documentaries teach you about past events.
Exactly. And the narrators usually speak clearly and at a good pace for learners.
Narration means the voiceover or storytelling in a documentary, the person explaining what you're seeing.
Great point. Now, here's a question. Should you watch shows you've already seen in your own language?
Oh, interesting question. What do you think, Leo?
I think it's a great strategy, especially for beginners. If you already know the story, you can focus more on the language, not trying to understand the plot.
That makes sense. You're not confused about what's happening, so you can concentrate on how they're saying things.
Exactly. I watched Harry Potter movies in English after seeing them in my language first. It really helped.
Smart. And here's another tip. Choose shows about topics you're interested in. If you love cooking, watch cooking shows. If you like crime, watch detective series.
Why is that important?
Because you'll be more motivated to watch and understand. Plus, you'll learn specific vocabulary related to your interests.
Related to your interests means connected to things you like or care about. This keeps you engaged.
Absolutely. Engagement is key to learning. If you're bored, you won't learn effectively.
Now, let's talk about some practical exercises you can do while watching. What do you suggest?
First, keep a vocabulary notebook. Write down new words and phrases with their meanings.
Good. What else?
Try to predict what characters will say next. Pause before they answer and guess. This makes you think actively.
I love that. It's like a game. What about after watching?
After watching, try to summarize the episode in English. Either write it down or say it out loud. This practices your speaking and writing.
Summarize means to give a short version of the main points. Very useful skill.
Excellent exercise. And try to use the new phrases you learned in your own sentences.
Yes, don't just collect words. Use them. Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect, a common English saying that means the more you practice, the better you become.
Now, what about watching with friends or study partners?
Great idea. Watching with others lets you discuss what you watched in English. You can ask each other questions about the episode.
And you can practice the dialogues together. Act out scenes from the show. It's fun and effective.
Act out means to perform or imitate, like doing a little play together.
Exactly. Make learning social and enjoyable. It's much better than studying alone all the time.
What about watching speed? Should beginners slow down the playback?
You know what? Netflix actually has a speed feature. You can watch at 0.75 speed or zero point 0.5 speed.
That's perfect for beginners. Slow it down at first, then gradually watch at normal speed as you improve.
Right. And gradually means slowly over time, step by step, not all at once.
Perfect. Now, before we finish, let's talk about consistency. How often should you watch?
I'd say try to watch at least 20 to 30 minutes every day, even one episode of a sitcom.
Consistency is more important than quantity. Better to watch 20 minutes daily than 3 hours once a week.
Consistency means doing something regularly, keeping a steady habit. This is key to learning any language.
Absolutely. Make it part of your daily routine. Maybe watch during breakfast or before bed.
And remember, some days can be active learning days. Other days, just relax and enjoy. Both have value.
Great point. Don't pressure yourself too much. The goal is to enjoy while learning.
All right, listeners, let's quickly review the key tips we shared today about learning English with Netflix and TV shows.
First, choose the right shows for your level. Beginners should start with sitcoms or shows with simple, clear dialogue.
Second, use English subtitles, not your native language subtitles. This trains both your listening and reading.
Third, practice both active and passive watching. Sometimes learn intentionally, sometimes just enjoy.
Fourth, repeat phrases out loud to improve pronunciation and fluency. Don't just watch silently.
Fifth, keep a vocabulary notebook and review new words regularly.
Sixth, watch shows about topics you're interested in to stay motivated.
And seventh, be consistent. Watch a little bit every day, rather than a lot occasionally.
Remember, learning English through TV shows works because it's natural, contextual, and fun.
You're learning how real people speak, not just memorized textbook phrases.
So, that was our complete guide to learning English with Netflix and TV shows. We hope you found these tips helpful and practical.
The most important thing is to start. Pick a show tonight and begin your learning journey.
Here's a challenge. Choose one show this week and watch at least 3 episodes with English subtitles and write down 10 new words or phrases.
Yes, and try using those phrases in real conversations or in your English writing practice.
Remember, every episode you watch is progress. Every new word you learn brings you closer to fluency.
Don't worry about understanding everything perfectly. Even native speakers don't catch every word. The goal is gradual improvement.
We hope this episode has given you practical strategies and motivation to use Netflix and TV shows for learning.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And don't forget to subscribe to English Daily Speak for more practical English lessons like this one.
We'll be back soon with another helpful episode. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, and keep improving your English.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Happy watching and happy learning.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.